Hello and welcome to another update video about Cardano. In this video we want to take a look at the Cardano chart, and in this video I want to zoom out a little bit, take a look at what we did around the same time last year, what we can possibly expect for the future, and talk about my immediate price targets as well. Where we currently are, and you will remember it if you know Cardano, if you invested in Cardano, you will know that we've been talking about this triangle, the ABCDE triangle, based on the Elliott Wave theory or method for a while now, and it seems to play out like that. So I did in previous videos apply that ABCDE count, and I did say if we have that E normally on the other side, you would normally come out of the triangle. It seems a bit like we're doing that at the moment, and we're going to zoom in a minute. Now that is not necessarily a confirmation here that we have that breakout. It looks a bit like that. We're currently retesting this lower support line, but we're also finding support at, so we're retesting that resistance line. It is now pretty much. We're also finding support here at the $2.10 level. So we haven't broken below that yet. And it is that previous low here where we also try to break out actually. So that's where we are at the moment. And, you know, we had a few fake breakouts before, especially to the upside here. That's why I have two trend lines as well. And if you remember where we're actually coming from, I mean, this is essentially a consolidation phase, and a pennant or a triangle, a symmetrical one like that, which is pretty much nearly perfectly symmetrical, really represents sideways action. It just means we're in a range market. You don't really know if we're going up or down anyway, and you can't really tell. Generally what you would say it's a trend continuation pattern, and now this is getting difficult because on the larger scale we are certainly in an uptrend. We're above the 200-day moving average, but on the shorter term time frame we are going down. We are in a downtrend because we are below the 20-day, we are below the 50-day moving average, and we've come actually from above into this triangle. So it is really difficult to say, you know, and that is why we normally have to wait for a breakout. It looks currently that because of Bitcoin's drop today, that has basically shaken us out of that triangle. Now, if we really continue our way down, what would be my immediate price target? Now, there are two things here, and if I just look at the other chart here that I prepared on the prices from Binance really, but it doesn't really matter. But on here I've got the Fibonacci levels already and my target area. So what you can actually see here, you can see those Fibonacci levels, and you can actually see that we've pretty much been trading for the last few weeks within the 0.5 Fibonacci retracement level, from starting at around $2.05 and the 0.382 Fibonacci retracement level at 230. So we've been really within these two Fibonacci levels, yeah? That is really what is sort of keeping us in there, right? That is what is basically the barrier and stopping us from either going up or down. Now, we haven't managed to break either of these in a sustainable way. Now, if we really go down from here, should we really break out of that triangle to the downside, then we could get down basically to the golden pocket, which is the 181 level. Yeah, that is my immediate price target. Golden pocket, that is the next main Fibonacci retracement level. We also have that previous low here, which is at 190, 191. But I think if we lose that, we certainly go down to the golden pocket. That is something that I expected. You will remember that, especially the viewers who've been with us here for weeks now and months maybe. You will remember that I've been talking about this golden pocket as a price target actually before we even came down here, and we haven't quite reached that yet. So that is still what I would expect if we break below to the downside, that triangle. We also have pretty much at the same level now the 200-day moving average. Okay, so if we lose that, that could even take us to the next Fibonacci retracement level at 145. Now, I don't expect that at the moment. I think if we break down, we will find instant support first of all at well, basically $2 first. Then we drop down to 190, 191, and then to 180 or 181. This is pretty much that golden pocket, the golden ratio, one of the most important Fibonacci retracement levels. Now, if we really break to the upside, what can we expect? Now, to the upside, we've got various levels to cross really, but to the upside, what I would use is basically the height of that triangle. And we've got two trend lines. I will take the higher one from when we got into the triangle, and you will see that as a red line now. If we add that to a potential breakout point up here, that will take us to around 270. yeah, depending on where the breakout happens, but we need to give it a chance to come up once more. So that will lead us to around 270. Now that is pretty much at the level where we had these peaks here. Yeah, where also the 20-day moving average was at the time, at around the 12th and 13th of September. However, that would be a bumpy ride. You know, we've got various resistance levels. I'm looking here especially at the 245 level. 265 as well is an important one on our way up. So these are really the things. I mean, currently it's looking like, as I said, that we're breaking to the downside. But again, with a pattern like that, a sideways pattern, you really always need to wait for the breakout. Now, a lot of people are frustrated, really, and I understand that. But if you get into an investment, you need to know what what has been happening in the past. And to be honest, Cardano has always done these things, and I've been talking about that now time and time again, you know, from where we've been coming and so on. If we take a look at where we were last year around the same period, and I've just put the logarithmic chart on, you will see that we've done something very similar. And I've been talking about that for a while on this channel, just to remind everybody again what we've been doing back then. You can see pretty much a very, very similar pattern. So last time in October, let's just put that into a rectangle here. So let's say we came from September, right, back into October here. So pretty much it started already in the beginning of September. Just look at that, right? That period here from the beginning of September to pretty much the 20th of November before it started to go up. And even then it really took until the 1st of January to really kick off. So if we just copy that and add the triangle to where we are now, you will see what I mean. I mean, let's just take that and add that here. Just need to make that more visible. Just really to give you an idea of where we are. So, and again, it pretty much started in the beginning of September. As you will remember, everybody talked about September being a bad month. But since then as well, you know, it took, as I said, until the 18th of November pretty much to get out of that triangle. And here, I mean, if we take the same length, of course, we're not at the 18th of November yet. So it could even take a few more weeks to do that. And even at around the same period back then, 25th of October, if you see that we had a price drop, you can clearly see that. So we're just having that now again. And I'm just saying history could repeat itself. I'm always saying it doesn't need to, but it looks like that. To be honest, it looks like that. So it just tells us that there have always been long periods where nothing has happened. You know, this is sort of normal. And even after that last the hard fork in March, I mean, we've been talking about that as well on the channel. 1st of March, hard fork, for a very similar period. After that peak here, we've been doing nothing. We've just been moving sideways. It was a bit shorter until then maybe, but really we've been doing nothing. And Cardano is doing really well, but it also has really long periods when nothing happens. And these are perfect periods, at least for me, for dollar cost averaging, for accumulating. And because I had patience with Cardano in the past to accumulate this, you know, I'm really thankful for that, because it has, you know, added to a nice ADA holding. And I just think, you know, these are actually the periods that you, especially as, and you know, it doesn't work with every strategy. I admit that, you know, some people who want short-term gains will probably never be happy with Cardano, because you need to be in there and then you need to be quick, because these moves here happen quickly. But then for a very long period, nothing happens. So Cardano takes its time and then it catches up quickly. That's just what I think, and that's my view. And to be honest, the chart tells us the same story. So these are actually the periods where you want to accumulate, where you want to do dollar cost averaging, where you can get a lot of ADA quickly. I mean, look at what Solana has done. Solana has shot up now, and everybody who's buying Solana now has to pay much more for their Solana coins. Whereas Cardano is still down here, and you can buy Cardano cheaper now. But people tend not to do that now, because they rather want to go into overpriced cryptocurrencies. I mean, look at the Fear and Greed Index. People pay a lot for Bitcoin at the moment, and you can see that we're in extreme greed. I think it might have dropped now, but Cardano is actually showing the opposite. So Cardano is actually rather on the fear side. So this is the time to accumulate. At least that's what I like to do. I tend to do what other people don't. So that has helped me, at least in the past, to build a nice nice sum of ADA tokens, and I can keep them and I can stake them. You know, while staking, I can earn other tokens like X-ray rewards or melt tokens. You know, so that all works well, and for me that works. It might not work for everybody, but again, there are different strategies. Everybody has different expectations and strategies. But yeah, it's the time to be accumulating, actually, in my view, because Cardano will get its time again. And the long-term chart, it looks so bullish. Let's just zoom out. Let's just zoom out. And I talked about that in a previous video, but let's just zoom out once more. And let's just take a look at where we are in terms of Elliott Waves. And if we take a look on the daily, take out the Fibs, you can see that we are currently in a wave 3. Based on the Fibonacci, based on the Elliott Wave model. We had a wave 1 here, which went to the upside in May. Again, shortly after that, a wave 2 to the downside, and we are still in a wave 3. And we haven't completed wave 3 yet. We are basically in a correction within wave 3. And this means a wave 3, which hasn't been completed, means further moves to the upside. And the Fibonacci extension levels show at least a target of 440 to 450, at least. Because this is the 1.618 extension level, and usually the third wave overshoots, you know, the target level of 1.618. So that means we have everything starting from 440, 450. Could be $5, could be $5.50, could also only be 450. Doesn't matter. This is only a wave 3, which means there will be wave 4 to the downside and a wave 5 to the upside, which is amazing. And this is only that time frame. If you zoom out further, there is an even bigger wave 1 to the upside, wave 2 to the downside, and we're in a huge wave 3 to the upside now. Yeah, that wave 3, the green one, is only a sub wave of that major wave 3 within which we are still, and that can take us to $10, $15, whatever, and then we haven't even seen that wave 5 yet. So guys, I mean, make your own come to your own conclusions and everything, but whatever ADA anyone is selling, I'm happy to take it for a cheaper price. So that's just, I think, a smart move. That's what I do. Yeah, by all means, everybody can do different things, and by no means I want to say I don't want to say don't invest in anything else. I love diversification. I think it's very important in any portfolio to diversify. I mean, I don't own only Cardano. I own various cryptocurrencies, including Shiba Inu, by the way. Yeah. Even though some people say I don't like meme coins, I think they have their place. They have their place, certainly. And they belong to crypto as everything else does. And also Cardano has a certain target group, and not every crypto works for every person. Some people are less patient. Some people like other cryptos. You know, it's just what it is. And I like a mixed portfolio, but Cardano is still my biggest holding. So hopefully you liked the video. If you did, please smash the like button. And if you want to subscribe and love the content, please do so. Hope you loved it, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.